All right. Let me know when you're good to go.
Let's go, baby. Titles are rolling.
All right. Hello and welcome to the day.
Thank you for spending your time with us.
I'm Jake.
I'm Joel. Welcome back to another episode of Jake and Joel Are Magic. We are in our Monday review, walking through all the cards that we are being presented from Commander Legends. Before we can get going, though, need you to do us a favor. Go down there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out.
Best way to support the channel with just the click of a button. We've got some fun, spicy cards that came out today. That is Monday, November 2nd, 2020.
You nailed it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into the cards.
Yeah, let's swap over. So we are going to start with a new little partner kitty, Jake, named Falfus, Shadowcat Familiar. Falfus is a 3-cost 2/2 that just straight up says commanders you control have menace and death touch. Boom.
It seems like it pairs well with the 1/0 cost red guy that we were talking about yesterday.
I feel like we keep saying that. Oh, this would be a good partner with the 0 cost 0/1.
Yeah, I mean, Menace and Death Touch, though, that's a pretty big deal, especially once, because I believe that card has First Strike, correct?
Oh, yeah.
So if they do block it, now you're able to separate that damage any way that you please, and because of the First Strike and Death Touch, it's just killing anything that blocks it, just straight up. So I really do like the way that it pairs with that commander that way. Again, very low to the ground, very aggro-centric, but I do like that idea of just like very fast right out the gate, try to burn somebody down. I just don't know how fragile that is, though. You know, the first major board wipe that goes off, you're dead. Again, I think it's really good for limited. I don't know how much of this set is going to be played in limited, but really fun card. Yeah,
this is Jesper E art, by the way, and you can tell it looks, I really love the art on this card. Just pretty cool. Necrotic Hex is up next. 7-cost sorcery. Each player sacrifices 6 creatures. You create 6 tapped 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. Pretty dope. I do have to ask, though, Jake, is this like Hex where each player has to have 6 creatures on the battlefield minimum for this card to resolve? Or is it castable if everybody's got less than 6? You know what card I'm talking about? Hex,
you know,
I think, from back in the day.
It's just like Barter and Blood. Each player sacrifices 2 creatures. I don't think, you know, it's just everybody sacrifices up to 6.
I got you. Yeah.
Whatever you have, create 6 tap 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it goes well with the turtle shaman that we saw
yesterday.
yesterday.
Each player sacrificing 6 creatures is a pretty big deal, and you know, that's a huge sacrifice. That's essentially saying in certain situations each player sacrifices their field. Tokens is going to be fine with an effect like this,
right?
But pretty much everybody else, that's going to be a backbreaker. This card is awful.
This is the card I was talking about. Yeah,
awful.
This card looks so dope, but it's so bad because you have to have 6 targets for it to resolve.
I actually have a foil version of the OG printing of this. I'm pretty sure it's a Ravnica printing. I don't know why I bought it, but I was like, oh my god, this card is good. It's so bad, dude.
It looks really good. It's just really bad. That's all it is. Yeah. It's a really bad card. You're sitting there with 2 creatures on the field, and you're like, damn it.
I really wish this was a freaking go for the throw.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yo, Nightshade Harvester looks pretty dope to me. 1 swamp, 1 black, 3 other, 2/2 elf shaman. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, that player loses a life, and you put a +1/+1 counter on Harvester. A little bit of punish for ramp decks.
Yeah, I think so, and I think this card will really thrive if you can protect it. It's so hard for me to evaluate a creature with no protection on it, no shroud, no hexproof well, especially in a commander setting. It just seems so squishy, but also I value a lot of removal. In my decks, I like spot removal, I like board wipe, and so something like this seems very medium to me. However, I can't ignore the power level of it. It will get big quickly. The drain is really nice, and it can turn on combos as well. So, yeah, I think it's a good card. I think it's a nice, fair, strong card, but I just don't know if it's something that I would run.
Yeah, absolutely. In a monocolor deck, like in my mono black deck, it does become more of a consideration, especially if you're going, like I was talking about last night, into that life gain, life drain, aristocrat style strategy. That can be another very beneficial card, you know. Here's our full arts of these.
As an opponent, I will say this, like if I see it on the battlefield and it's not going to affect me very much, like if I'm not going to take a lot of damage from it and I know that other people will, I'm going to be a lot less likely to remove it.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, just something to think about.
Yeah, that makes sense. Here's a reprint of Tana the Bloodsower, one of the lowest power level partners from the first time around of us seeing partners. We got another legendary unicorn. This is how the art is coming through. This must have been ripped off of some video that was the preview card for this. But Lathiel the Bounteous Dawn is a white-green 2/2/2 unicorn with lifelink. At the beginning of each end step, if you gained life this turn, distribute up to that many +1/+1 counters among any other target creatures. I like that it replicates the lifelink that you gain. So if you can really stack a lifelink trigger, you'll get a lot of counters off of it versus, you know, whenever you gain life this turn, put a 1/1 counter on so-and-so. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's a fun card, and I like seeing a new unicorn. I'm always down for good unicorn support. Maybe that will be a big thing moving forward.
Yeah,
more
absolutely.
Unicorns.
Seems like it will. We've seen Faith Fetters before. We've seen Sifter Worm before.
I will want to get the foil of Faith's Fetters. Not as stoked on it as Preordained, but still. Really
okay, I was gonna say we got. Oh, these are not the foil prices though. Where'd we find those foil prices last time? We got to go to let's go to Core Set 2021. Yeah. Where are these foil prices?
It's cheap, but
it's still a cheap foil. Okay, it's nothing crazy expensive.
But it's a fun foil because it's a really good EDH card, and I like this art.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at, I'm curious about our printings. Is this brand new art? Oh no, they're bringing back art from way back. We got what is DDC? I'm not even sure. Is that a dual deck or something? That's pretty cool though.
Yeah, it's like dual decks. I think this is going to be the first time we get this foil printing of this art because that's Commander. I know that's Commander.
C15, yeah, and that's DVD.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this is the first time we're going to have the foil of this art, which is pretty sweet. Will it command a premium? Probably not. Sifter Worm, good card. Commander's Plate. This is a brand new card.
Yeah, hit us with it.
One for an artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +3/+3 and has protection from each color that's not in your commander's color identity. Equip Commander 3 and equip for 5.
This looks very good to me. This just all around looks very good to me.
In monocolor, excellent.
Oh man,
it's just pretty much like, ooh, yeah, it is a must destroy.
Even then, I mean, I think that, you know, you've got so many Voltron decks that are 2 or 3 colors, like.
Yeah.
For instance, let's go. I can go and look at Uril. So you got Uril in Naya. This would give Uril protection from black and from blue, which is excellent. Another protection, you know, black and blue is just another way to get through.
I want protection the most from blue and or from white and black.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
what I'm going to want protection from the most. Because of all of the exile effects, like the Path to Exile, the Swords to Plowshares, the great black spot removal that exists as well. So whatever is going to be... Yeah, and blue is good as well, because blue is going to have good bounce effects and targeted... those kind of target effects. But mostly, yeah, dude, it's a very strong card. I'm always into a new, strong artifact.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking at some of the commanders that this could possibly go on. You know, Niv Mizzet getting some protection from white and black and green would be pretty sick, honestly. You know, I guess on a colorless commander, this gives protection from all colors. So that's pretty relevant, I guess, for commanders that are colorless. If you want to look at this,
it's pretty relevant.
Yeah.
The fact that it costs 1 and equips for 3 if it's equipping your commander. Makes it very specific for, like, you know, any kind of Boros equipment or mono white equipment deck is going to want this card.
Right.
100%. Any Voltron wants the card, like you mentioned as well. It loses potency outside of that, but again, if you do have that 5 mana left over just to equip it to anything else, it's not going to be a negative for that creature to have +3/+3 in protection from those colors. And remember, protection is going to protect from your colors if you do target it. Oh wait, never mind, because not in your commander's color identity.
Not in your commander's color identity. Yeah, you got to think about it. I like this. I like this point from Pete Angel. Urza, this becomes a mana rock and 4 colors of protection right out of the gate. So an already powerful commander is going to get a piece that fits perfectly into the synergy of the deck and gives 4 colors of protection. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, that's very, very strong. I mean, and then it makes it to where blue is the only thing that can target Urza, and so they have to bounce it and then hope to I don't know, dude. Yeah, that's very, very strong. It's very strong. Yeah,
that's a really good point, Pete. Thank you for that one. Commander's Play is probably one of the more powerful cards that we got to see today. Jake, we got to see. Do you remember this card from back in the day?
Love this card.
This art and everything, man. I loved this card. What set was it that we were playing? Yeah, it was Odyssey. I loved this card. This was right around when I started playing. It's got braids, flavor text on there. Shout out to the lore. It's just a common, but this one strikes on my nostalgia for sure. We got Deranged Assistant that's tapping to mill a card to add a colorless. We've got Crow of Dark Tidings, which we've seen before. 3 cost, enters the battlefield, mill 2 cards. We've got a new black and blue commander, Jake here. Araumi of the Dead Tide, a black, a blue, and one other for a 1/4 Merfolk Wizard. And it plays with our new mechanic that we've seen. Tap it to exile cards from your graveyard equal to the number of opponents you have. Target creature card in your graveyard gains Encore until the end of the turn. The Encore cost is equal to its mana cost. So now it's like, all right, everybody, run to Scryfall. Figure out the worst possible creature to see a copy of for each opponent, gaining haste, and then sacrificing at the beginning of the next 10-step. Chat, as me and Jake talk about this one, let us know what is the absolute bombest card that we could return with Encore. This card seems pretty cool, especially at Uncommon, Jake. I'm glad we've gotten some seemingly powerful commanders at Uncommon.
Yeah, I like that it's a Merfolk Wizard. Both are relevant creature types, which is really nice. I love that it only exiles 3 cards. Most of the time, that is if you're in a 4-person pod.
Sure.
It's going to exile 3 cards. So let's just assume that that's going to be pretty much, the going rate for this. Most of the time, you don't want to exile cards from your graveyard because a lot of strategies in EDH like to get cards back. But that Encore effect is very, very, very strong for each opponent you're getting that effect for. So, I think this is a really strong card, especially for Uncommon. And I think that could be a very fun deck to build.
Now, this says when it comes into play, Pete, I don't know about this one. Pete Angel suggested Phyrexian Dreadnought to revive from the graveyard. When it comes into play, sack any number of creatures with total power 12 or more or bury it. So I think that is going to shoot ourselves in the foot if we
doesn't work.
Bring back Phyrexian Dreadnought as an encored creature. Oh, Pete, that's interesting. Said you can sack it's going to trigger all 3 times. So yeah, I don't think Dreadnought really works. But yeah, I mean, Ben's saying any of the Titans. So Grave Titan or Frost Titan, both would be pretty mean. 3 copies of each. I mean, you're getting a ton of value off of those, especially because they're ETBing and they're attacking. So you're getting both sides of the ETB or the triggered ability before they die. Araumi's interesting. I like that they're not only introducing a mechanic, but we're also getting some commander support specifically for that mechanic. So you can play it if you want. We got Spark Harvest. We've seen this card in War of the Spark. Flamekin Herald. Commander spells you control have Cascade. Jake, a 3 cost 3/2 elemental. One of your 99, it's not legendary, but commander spells you control have Cascade. This is, this actually seems pretty busted. This is the first time I'm seeing this card. I didn't see this one today.
And you have to remind me, how does Cascade work for as your commander goes up in price? It still stays the original casting cost.
Yeah,
that it is,
when you
right?
cast your commander, exile cards from the top of the library until you exile a non-land card that costs less. I believe it is checking the written command mana cost on the card itself and not any of the taxes. That's what I think it is
as well. I'm just making sure. Yeah, I like this card a lot, especially if your commander is big. For me, I really like it for Karavik because Karavik is 7. So Karavik is going to hit a lot of the permanents in that deck, as it is a higher cost commander.
Yeah.
It gets worse for lower cost commanders, as you can imagine, but very strong card. I think it's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, yeah, it definitely is. It's really interesting to see them putting a mechanic like Cascade so heavily deepening the well of Cascade cards that you can use so much in this set. It's not, something I saw coming, but it is a surprise, but a welcome one to be sure. We've got a human shaman here for a red and a black, Jake. Whenever you sack a permanent, oh my goodness, this is my first time reading this and I'm already going aristocrats. Whenever you sack a permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and when it dies, it deals damage to any target equal to its power. So it's like the brawler from it's like Dreadhorde Butcher, man. Except it can be your commander. It's literally a Dreadhorde Butcher, except it just gets counters in a different way. Oh man.
I think this could have been a partner. I don't know if this is strong enough standing alone as a legendary creature.
Yeah.
However, this set does kind of remind me of the original Legends set, and a lot of the Legends in this set are going to fall kind of flat. I don't think this card is awful. If you are playing red-black in a limited setting, again, the set is designed for limited, I think this is a great commander for you. It's aggro, it's like right out the gate, like just we're casting him again, and we're casting him again, kill him as much as you want. We're going to keep casting him. It's low to the ground, so it's super, super fast. You're guaranteed a 2 cost if you're playing limited. It's just, for me, this seems like it just gets stomped out so quickly in any kind of semi-competitive, any kind of like mid-level, like 4 power plus.
Yeah,
this guy is just gonna die.
I think this is one that becomes an excellent card in the 99 of an aristocrats build that has ways to sacrifice it. I also think that there may be some viability, Jake. I mean, any of the altars that you're sacrificing creatures to in that build are going to be adding mana to your mana pool, and so it's going to be easy to recast Jury, that second time, that third time, that fourth time, because you're getting 2 mana added when you're sacrificing, say, a token or whatever, and so you may be able to keep up with it. But yeah, it's tough. I mean, I do wish it had haste.
I love Rakdos, dude.
Oh yeah,
I love it. It's my favorite color combination, and I love the art. It fits right in. This character is totally at the Havoc Festival, having a great time.
Yeah. Ever since the Ravnica Revisited and the War of the Spark, they've been leaning really heavily into Rakdos. Rakdos is like macabre. Hell Circus, exactly. Yeah, it's like, and I love it.
Yeah, it really is just like everything possibly that is going wrong is going wrong.
Hell Circus.
And everyone's having the best time. They're like, everyone was on fire. My whole family exploded. Yeah. It was a great time. I got
cut a bunch. I'm bleeding everywhere. It was great.
I lost my hands, but I'm going to get knives for hands. And so the next time I go, I'm going to poke people with those, and it's going to be a great time. Yeah, it's a fun aesthetic, that's for sure.
Yeah, we got a limited elf up here, 4/3 for 4 that can pump 5/5 for 8. We've got another limited, I believe. Oh yeah, no, this is a straight up sorcery. It's non-elf creatures getting -2/-2. That's a cute card in an elf deck, maybe, but I mean, for it seems like a budget card. If you can go way harder for 4 mana in black,
again,
especially
limited.
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
like. excellent if you're playing elves in limited. This is going to be a blowout, and it's at common. So you are playing against your opponents and your whole deck is elves, if you drop this, you're probably at minimum going to 2-for-1, and you're probably going to do a lot better than that as well.
Yeah. So, absolutely. Yeah, Rex Sage here. We've seen Rex Sage before. How about Llanowar Abomination, Jake? 3 mana for a Vigi Menace Elf Horror, and its power and toughness are equal to the number of elves you control plus the number of elf cards in your graveyard. This is unlike anything I've ever seen on an elf card. That art is terrifying.
Yeah, the art is great. The ability is great. Vigi Menace, it's good.
Oh, yeah.
Vigi Menace is good because now they have to commit a minimum of 2 creatures to the block. And the ability here in these colors is very, very, it's very, very common to have a ton of support in the yard and on the battlefield in elves. So, and especially in Golgari.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think the card is very, very strong. Is it enough to be a commander by itself? I don't know.
It's maybe. Right on that line. A couple of these uncommons now, the more powerful, I'll say, uncommons that aren't partner commanders, they are so right on the line of being viable as a commander or a really strong part of the 99. Another thing I like about this card, Jake, is that if your board gets nuked, you've still got the power in your graveyard. If your graveyard gets nuked, you can rebuild on the board. You know, it doesn't, because you're able to split where your resources are landing, it
honestly,
gives you a little out.
It might be a very good Voltron commander that we're looking at right now at Uncommon.
Oh,
if we're being completely honest, just because it is so low to the ground, it can be on, I mean, with the new Lotus that came out, you get it online as early as turn 1. Start filling that graveyard up with stuff like Grave Troll and other dredge type strategies.
Right.
The thing is it is specific to elves, so you have to build some sort of graveyard effects around elves. So I don't know, is it good? Time will tell.
Yeah, we'll see. Paul Johnson pointed out Voltron Golgari as well, so y'all are on the same page with that one. And let's look at this fella, old Nevinyrral, making his appearance on a card, I believe for the first time. I'm gonna say for the first time because I've never seen it. And we got a hell of a card here: black, blue, and a white, and 3 for a 3/6 zombie wizard. Hexproof from artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. When it enters the battlefield, create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token for each creature that died this turn. And when it dies, you can pay 1 to destroy all artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. This card, it does everything. It literally it's just like, oh, I do everything. What do I do? All of it.
Yeah, man, and it's rare. It's printed at rare.
Right.
It's not even a mythic.
No.
Yeah, it's a really, really crazy card. I love both creature types are relevant. Zombie wizard, let's go. It's good. Esper, very strong color combination. Casting
protection
cost is high, but the power level is high.
When you've got built-in protection.
Yeah, hexproof is a big deal. Artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. Protection from, I mean, you know, sorcery speed, instant speed removal is going to kill it. But
sure, but kill it, and I'm going to take literally everything with me. So maybe you don't want to do that, because I'm going to keep one open whenever the Urborg Tyrant is on the battlefield, so that if anybody screws with me, I'm pushing the no button, right?
yeah, I mean, you are pushing the no button. It is definitely okay. So you have to think about this.
Yeah,
you really don't want to build a lot of mana rocks and enchantments yourself into this deck, because you're going to be blowing them up.
Did you notice this?
Is that the disc?
Somebody just pointed this in chat. Ben and Benjamin K was talking about, I'm pretty sure that's the disc around his neck. Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad sight there. I mean, if you look at the disc itself, look at it. If that's
totally the disc.
If that's not the disc around his neck, I don't know what it is. That's All right, little Easter egg. Sorry, Jake, I interrupted what you were saying.
No, I'm just saying that where the card is going to be held back is the fact that in these colors there isn't a lot of ramp.
Yeah.
And you do depend on artifacts to ramp out a card like this quickly. So the thing is like, unless your artifacts have indestructible, it's going to be nuking your own stuff every single time it dies.
Yep, I would assume that you're gonna run something like like Darksteel Forge.
Yeah, but again, 9-cost artifact that you need to get on the battlefield first before you start doing this, and then you need to hope that somebody doesn't have some way of getting rid of this card as well.
Yeah.
So it's I mean, this card, I will say, is very difficult to get rid of once it resolves.
Oh yeah.
You know, you need some sort of way of exiling target artifact. And it's just very, very expensive, and so I don't know. I don't know how Nevinyrral will do as far as a commander, but I will say this: there is a lot of buzz around this card right now. People are talking about combos around this card, and so I do think it's very spicy, and it's one of again, zombie wizard. Relevant creature types, so really good.
It's one of those cards, it's just got too many words on it for it not to be good, for it not to find a home somewhere. You know, I do think there's a potential that Darksteel Forge goes up a little bit if this commander really catches on, because you're right, this is a commander where you want to, you know, be dropping soul rings and signets and mana crypts and all this kind of stuff so that you can ramp up to it, you know, and I would assume you're using some smaller removal along the way to kind of like bide your time and keep stuff out of the way and wipe the board and etc. And then once you've got your like time banked, then you're able to start really dropping, you know, Darksteel Forge.
Yeah.
Nevinyrral.
What am I missing here? When it enters the battlefield, create a tap 2/2 black zombie creature token for each creature that died this turn. So let's talk about that. I mean, it's like you have to have enough mana to play it after the board has been wiped to get the most out of this card.
Well, I really think that you do something like activate Nevinyrral's disc and then cast it.
Right. No, I mean, I totally get that. Or you wait for somebody to nuke the board and then you pay the 1.
Right.
But again, that would be on their turn, so you wouldn't be able to play him. So in theory, you need to be the person who is casting the board wipe, and then you need to be able to play it again during one of your main phases to get all of the value that you need from it. And the thing is it's going to destroy all artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. So the ramp that you would need in order to get this onto the battlefield and able to do that, like you're destroying all of your own mana rocks. So it just seems very, very difficult to use this card efficiently. And I'm excited to see what people come up with, but you know, the hexproof from artifacts, creatures, and enchantments is really good. I know we've talked a lot about this card, but I'm just trying to break it down. Like, maybe it is rare, maybe it isn't like mythic rarity. It does get better the longer the game goes. That's basically what it comes down to. But it's already expensive out the gate.
I gotta tell you, I love the art. Choi is one of my favorite top MTG artists working right now, and he absolutely killed it again here. I can't remember how to search artist. Is this right? Let's see if that comes up with anything. Oh yeah, Yang Jae Choi. So you got Christine Choi and Yang Jae Choi, but I mean, you've got some of these cards. Call to the Feast. I mean, you can see the style here. You've seen these cards all over the place. Cheval. This artist always knock it out of the park. Absolutely kills it, and it's just one of my. I wanted to for a second highlight Choi because I've loved his work so much, and Nevinyrral looks absolutely insane, and it makes sense that they would give this artist the opportunity to bring this character who, you know, we've known forever. We have known that a zombie wizard-ish thing exists that has a disc, and that disc is badass. But to bring this character to life, I think
really good pauldrons. Definitely high level pauldrons going on here.
Oh yeah, this was level 40 dungeon minimum that he got those pauldrons out of. Minimum.
That's right.
We're talking maybe level 50. Look, we know we got Nevinyrral's disc reprint. That's good. I'm curious, what was the price on Nevinyrral's disc? Okay, so this was a cheaper card.
It's pretty much been printed into the ground at this point. Yeah.
I remember when this card was super expensive back when we started playing Commander, Jake, because it was so good and it was only like the one printing. So
it's pretty scarce. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's nice that they've eliminated scarcity there. We got an uncommon partner commander here, Tekic. That's a lot. Salvage Splicer, 5 mana, 1/1. Human Artificer. Enters the battlefield, create a 3/3 colorless golem. Whenever an artifact's put into a graveyard from the battlefield, any artifact into any graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Tekic, and a +1/+1 counter on each golem you control. This seems like a very good partner for that one that taps to sack artifacts and get other stuff back as a result of it. Other than that, barely underwhelming. I mean,
very medium on this card.
Yeah,
not really feeling it. Definitely feeling a limited vibe again. Reminiscent of OG Legends and how you had some Legends that were just very strong and others that were very underwhelming. And the partner thing was WotC's way of trying to eliminate variance. So we're going to see a lot of cards in this set that are legendary and that have the partner ability, but are kind of underwhelming, and that's fine. That's the way it's designed.
Yeah, absolutely. Pete in the chat said art gives it a 9, card gives it a 2.
Yeah.
It does kind of look like this scorpion thing going on. I kind of like that with the laser eye thing looking right there. It's kind of interesting. Past that, we got Karametra reprint. We're going to have a foil etched of Karametra, which is pretty cool. We got a generous gift reprint. This is another one I'm curious. Oh no, it's only got the one printing, but it wasn't uncommon, so it's only $1.53.
Yeah,
and
$1.50 uncommon, though, in a set that was opened a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of people opened this set, and that foil is nothing to shake a stick at.
Yeah.
So we're going to have that extended art generous gift coming out. Generous gift is very, very, very playable. I would say in EDH Rec it's going to be in a ton of decks. Just destroy target permanent in white.
Done.
And then the owner creates a very very low power, just a 3/3 does nothing. So it's very strong.
Yep, it's a good reprint.
At instant speed as well. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, you're right. I'm digging them printing these commander staples and us getting foils of those that are more obtainable, at least in the short term. As soon as this set comes out. So normally we, if you're buying singles, we say, wait for the prices to settle out about a week or two after the sets come out and the hype's died down. That's when to start targeting specific cards, specific printings, and specific foils. And, this is kind of a development in the last 2 years or so, maybe even 1 year. But yeah, it's like, which version of Nevinyrral do I want? Do I want the foil etched? Do I want the full art borderless? Do I want the full art borderless foil? Do I want the hovering drone Nevinyrral?
It really makes you wonder, like, and this is funny. I was watching one of Rudy's openings, but he opened a pack that had like 4 mythics, and he just goes, what is a mythic rarity? Is it mythic rarity if I'm opening 4 mythics in one pack? And I have to agree with him. I don't really think that. It's like, just don't be fooled by it. We've all been indoctrinated into, what the rarities are and stuff like that. A good card is good. Is Generous Gift an uncommon that's played in CEDH? It sure is. And it's because it's a good card. Is the ability on it rare or mythic? Sure, whatever. Is it an uncommon? Yes. But,
right.
It's just like, yeah, I mean, it's really good.
I mean, you think about this card right here. This Nevinyrral's disc in this art by Steve Argyle, in the full borderless foil treatment, this card is going to look insane. Absolutely gorgeous. But, you know, it's a card that's been printed into the dirt, and so...
Into the ground.
We'll see exactly where the foils come out. To wrap up our Monday, November 2nd cards here, we got a reprint of Kodama's Reach. This is another one. You're going to get the full art treatments. You're going to get the foil treatments. I mean, I'm looking at every freaking reprint under the sun, but it's still a $2, $3 common. And
really
if we look at, Zendikar Rising Commander, I'm trying to look at one that would have had a foil. Oh, here we go. Ultimate Masters.
Yeah.
Ultimate Masters foils holding 328. So it's not huge hold there. This is the first time I guess we'll get the full art version of it. So that could be a pretty good pull as far as a common goes. You know, if I'm getting a common foil, uncommon foil, I want to get these cards like Kodama's Reach or Generous Gift, or what's the one blue card that you freaked out about? Preordain. That is the chase common, everybody.
Set. I mean, as far as extended art foil commons, if you're getting an extended art foil common, I would say Preordain, and then I would even like sell it early and then rebuy it later.
Yeah.
Once people have calmed down from the hype, because like always, once this set is out of sight, out of mind, all of the singles are going to start bottoming out, you know, like most of these other extended art variants. However, don't forget that this set is commander-centric, unlike all of these other collectors' variants that were designed for standard sets. This set does have really good commander cards in it.
Yep.
We've seen the land cycle. We've seen a ton of the cards. We've got a few more days of spoilers, but so far it looks pretty good.
Definitely does. Past that, we've got Rayhan. We knew we're going to see all of these, but here's our confirmation of foil etched Rayhan. And that's what we've got for Monday, November 2nd. Everybody, on your way out tonight, hit that subscribe button. If you aren't subscribed to us, hit that like button. It helps this video pop up in people's feeds. I would say, Jake, overall, top heat for Commander out of this day. I really can't wait to see what happens with Nevinyrral. I think that Commander's Plate really has a home in some very strong decks, and I'm interested to see the actual power level of Nightshade Harvester in action. What do you think about what we saw today?
Yeah, the card that I'm the most excited about is Commander's Plate. We got a really good note from chat, thanks to chat, and yeah, it's a really good, strong card, and it's definitely going to be a staple for some cards. And yeah, that Urza note is definitely notable. This turns off. This makes it very narrow for how you answer Urza, and so it pretty much what this card says is, destroy this before you destroy my commander. It's just a nice sticky way of protecting your commander.
Right.
And I think what we're going to notice with all of this power creep moving forward is that spot removal is going to be more valuable. And that's great. You know, there's nothing wrong with the removal. Nobody hates in like a stalled up board drawing like spot removal for the one thing that has things locked up.
Yeah.
And so you know, cards like Ancient Grudge in red and green decks, where you're going to be able to destroy this, and then if they get it back, you can flash that card back, do it again, destroy it again. I think with powerful equipment, we just have to think about those cards that allow us to neutralize artifacts and enchantments, that kind of things.
Yep, absolutely. Everyone, we appreciate you watching so much. We got Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday left after this. Tonight, Jake and I are going to run back to the studios, get to editing so that we can get some videos into your lovely hands. Upcoming this week, we have got Jeweled Lotus, Let's Break It. That's a video we got coming out. We got Collector's Boosters. Jake, tell them about what you're working on.
Yeah, just Collector Booster. Is it worth it for Commander Legends? You know, the price on that product is going up. You can't really find it for less than $250, and for a lot of people, that's a big investment. But we're going to talk about, is this product worth it based on what we have seen, and would it be worth it to just hold on to that money and buy singles that you specifically want as these prices start to bottom out? And we'll have that video coming out in the next couple days.
Absolutely. Past that, everyone, we are tapped out. Have a wonderful night. Really hyped on Commander Legends, and we can't wait to talk more about it. Signing off.
Until next time, I'll see you later, Warehouse.
Catch you on Flippity Flip.